All right, let's talk about the basics of home valuations. This is going to be the guiding principles that you use when you do a CMA or a comparative market analysis to determine the value of a home for a seller or a buyer. And the things that you really have to internalize before you do any kinds of math is that everybody who owns a home typically likes particular aspects of that home. But these likes and dislikes have less to do with value than you might think. So let's cover a few value thoughts. Number one, value is a moment in time, and it's based on what else buyers can buy the day they go out and look at your house. An easy way to understand this concept is to think about buying a car. If you're thinking about buying a Toyota Camry or the equivalent Nissan, we'll say Altima, you're looking at these two cars and they're priced roughly the same at $40,000 each. You will have something that triggers you to buy one versus the other. But if you're heading over to the Toyota lot to buy the Camry and you discover that Nissan just dropped the Altima price by $5,000 and is now $35,000, will that have an impact on what you think that value of that Camry is? The answer is yes, of course, because value is a moment in time, and once the Nissan people dropped their price, that had an impact on what the Toyota people could sell their cars for. Number two, prices are not forever because values are fluid. They go up and they go down depending upon what other sellers do with their price. As we saw in the previous example of the Camry versus the Altima, prices aren't fluid. And if Nissan had bumped their prices up by $5,000, you can bet that Toyota would have been right behind them to do the same. Number three, value is never an isolated concept. It's always a relationship concept. Value in relationship to what other people can buy. And again, in our scenario, the value of a Camry is definitely related to the value of an Altima because they're similar enough cars that price will matter when a buyer is choosing one or the other. And then finally, agents and sellers set prices, but buyers determine value. This is critical because we can set prices all day long, but we don't have any control over the market. The buyer will tell us if the price is correct.